All right, welcome to my live Christmas drawing for November 9th, 2022. November 9th already. Where is the time going? It's kind of crazy. It's already 1 week in November already behind us. We're into the second week here. Today's drawing is going to be from one of my favorite movies. I'm just going to draw it. I'm not going to talk about it. We're just going to draw. I got the ambient fireplace sounds going on in the background here. This one I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm going to do the background first. The background is plain, and then I'm going to hide it and then do the drawing on top of it. So I'm going to just start with dropping in the whole background here. And this will make a little more sense once you see the finished product. You're not going to really see any of this anyway. So let's get the correct brushes here. That was not right. That's a little thin. I gotta get the right brush. I think I'm gonna do a calligraphy monoline brush. That should look pretty good. Yeah, that'll work. I'm gonna thicken that up a little bit. Again, you're not gonna really see much of this. But I wanted to do it in the background first. Yeah, I figured that wouldn't work. All right, let me... Yeah, this will be fine. I'm pretty excited. I was doing some freelancing artwork on the side for a few different people. I got a couple of different podcasts. Once it comes out, I will talk a little bit about it. But did some artwork for their podcast designs, for their logos. So that was pretty cool. Got to do some extra Christmas artwork on the side that doesn't count towards my daily Christmas artwork. So that was a nice transition. But it's pretty crazy to think about. So it's already November 9th. I've done... I guess I'll be doing the 25th one this week, I think. But 24 days out of my yearly, I can't even talk today. 24 days out of my daily Christmas drawings for this year, I've been showcasing different Christmas podcasts that I like, the artwork for their logo. So these will be, if they end up using them, will be ones that I actually designed. I'm not going to use them as my daily Christmas art just because it was something I did on the side. But it's pretty neat to have possibly 2 other podcasts out there that are using designs that I drew. But we'll see when all that comes to fruition here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn that one off because I don't want to see it when I'm doing this. So now I can do my sketch layer. So I'm going to go into sketching here. And this is a horizontal picture. So I turn the canvas sideways. Again, if you hear some noise going on upstairs, kids are jumping around, playing, and whatnot. I don't really know how much of this actually comes through. I never actually go back and watch the videos after I record them. So I don't know if you're able to hear any background noises. Probably not. I'm down in the basement of the Alamo. All right, so this is, I don't know. I mean, if I didn't know what I was drawing and I saw someone drawing this, I would know what this is by probably just by this. I don't know. I guess because I'm crazy, but... And I guess by the title I used for this drawing. Okay, so we're going to shrink that down a little bit. Might have went a little too big with it. And we'll have another character over here. So a lot of the houses on my road have started transitioning over to full-on Christmas decorations outside. So that's always a nice treat in the morning when I'm on my way to work. Get to see another house or two add to the decor. I didn't do mine yet. Alright, this is just little designs here on the robe. And we got a plaid robe and I don't know what they are, little pink flowers, I guess. Then we're going to have the, as the French would say, the pièce de résistance. The piece, I don't know, whatever that would mean. I always enjoyed this little kid. This kid that's in this position here that I'm drawing is very reminiscent of some older Tim Burton drawings. I know I just gave it away when I'm drawing here, but I'm sure you would have been able to tell by now. With his little pig nose and these little eyes. I would show it on the camera here, but I know it's not going to show up. Maybe. Well, maybe it does kind of show up. So there's like a little Vincent. It's an old Tim Burton short that he made, Vincent. It's all about a little boy who thinks he's Vincent Price. That's not who I'm drawing here, but it's very reminiscent of that. The way his nose is like a little piggy nose like that. And give this kid a really worried look on his face here. And he's got some little slicked back hair. I told my smart device that's next to me here to play some royalty-free Christmas music before, just to get a little music going on in the background. And it was such a letdown. I was thinking you'd hear just like maybe some karaoke versions of something. No, it was a mess. All it was just... I heard like a guy doing a really horrible Santa impression, and he was just calling out the reindeer names. That was a song. Everything was like 15 seconds. It was not good. I had high hopes. All right, so hopefully you know what this is from. And we'll have his little arm back here holding the box that a villager from Halloween Town made. Now this little boy's got plaid pajamas as well, but his are more colorful plaid. And this little guy is holding a shrunken head. Now, I don't recall in the movie if you actually see someone make a shrunken head. I don't think so, because I think that was like the thing when it was unveiled. You're like, oh my god, a shrunken head. But it's going to have his hair here. Then this monstrosity. That's always reminded me of Beetlejuice as well. Like, again, a Tim Burton movie. It always just has a specific look. And this thing has a pig nose too. And the mouth stitched shut, so I'll do the stitches on that bigger. I think I actually have a brush for stitches. I'm going to try, maybe I'll utilize them. And this has the eyelids stitched shut. And really, really a leathery texture here. And the hair. And the mom and dad are in shock here of what little Junior's got here. And I think that's good for our ink layer. Now I'm going to add a new layer, or the pencil layer. Now we'll add our inking layer. And let's see where I'm at. We'll do syrup. That's what I use the most. It's the one I like. And we'll start with the dad here. There we go. I don't think I'm going to do I'll do it a little thinner, some of the lines on the robe. Because for the most part, it's blue, like a blue tone. But we'll add some black lines to it. And that's good for him. And we'll go over to the mom's arm here. You don't really get any, like, fear conveyed in the way this mom's pose is, because she's just kind of standing there. At least with the dad, like, his hands, like, tensed up, like he sees that and he's quite scared. The mom's hands just kind of sitting there. Now we'll go on to a little pig nose here. This is a great scene in the movie, though, because you see everyone in Halloween Town working so hard to make Christmas special for everybody, and then they just get it wrong. My wife said something to me yesterday, and it has me thinking. Like, right now, Home Alone 1 and 2 are airing on Freeform as we speak. Home Alone 1 is on. Actually, right before I came down here, it was the part where the little Nero's pizza delivery smashes into the thing I drew last week. So I thought that was pretty cool. But my wife tells me that people nowadays don't realize that Catherine O'Hara was from Home Alone. They just now associate her with Schitt's Creek. And if that's the case, that drives me nuts, because, I mean, obviously Catherine O'Hara is also the voice of Sally in Nightmare Before Christmas. But it's like a generation of people just know her from Schitt's Creek, and once they realize that it's Kevin McAllister's mom, they act like they can't believe it. And I don't believe it. And that drives me nuts to know that there might be some kids out there that don't realize that. They just think she's some new actress from Schitt's Creek or something. I don't know. I thought she did a good voice for Sally. I enjoy her performance. Even the singing. The singing's good. Although the Home Alone 2 Catherine O'Hara haircut, not a fan of that one. All right, so now I don't know if is a shrunken head's neck tied off, and then this is just kind of dead skin. Just kind of looks like a floppy balloon, if you ask me. All right, we'll work on this guy's features. Again, I think I have a brush that will do stitching. So we're going to look and see if I do. I'm sure if I do, it's probably not going to end up looking the way I want it to. Anyway, but then again, I always do draw stitching like that. Let's go into the brushes here and see what I got. I think they're in my sewing kit brushes. Yeah, I got some vine stitching, some blanket stitch. I don't see anything that's exactly what I'm looking for. Let's do a vine stitch. Let's see how that looks. Again, I'm sure it's not gonna do what I want it to. That didn't seem too bad there, but I'll just go back and forth. That way it puts one direction and one the other. That's not bad. I think we'll leave it like that. I never used that brush before. I might have used it once, actually, in a piece that I did when I was doing the Hallmark embroidered logo. All right, enough with that shrunken head. Let's get back to this kid holding the present here. I have a figure of this kid holding this toy. Obviously, it doesn't have the mom or dad, but I'll have to find that. I know it's in my display case somewhere. And we'll thin this out. Do a little bit of pajama lines, even though I don't think his pajamas have any black in them, but plaid's a really hard thing to draw for me. I don't know why. Just because of the lines in plaid, it just ends up looking checkered. All right. Get rid of my sketch layer. We'll reference... Well, that is not what I wanted to do. We're going to reference this layer, and then we'll add a color. Then we'll start coloring this in. So like I said before, the dad's pajamas are blue and white. So we're going to... See, that's the problem here. It kind of segmented everything, but we're going to do it like this. We'll fill in all the blue. This is actually going to be easier than dropping a color into each segment there. All right, then we'll do... I'm just going to kind of make this up as I go, just because, again, I'm not a fan of drawing plaid. That'll work for me. I'm not picky. Then the dad's hand, we could just fill that in. Keep this out and drop the mom's hand in there. She has a white robe. So we're going to just offset it a little bit. And lots of little pink, like I said, flower looking things. A little too large. I forgot I left the brush big there. So we're just going to randomly drop some of these shapes in. Perfect. Maybe one off of the ends there. And we'll go color this little chap in here. All right, we're going to drop fill his hands in. I think that's everything there. Fill in some of the hash lines. Then he's got blonde hair, but it's like a dirty blonde. So we're going to drop fill the eyebrows in. Then the mouth, we'll just go to a deep red. The pajamas. This is where it's going to get tricky because his pajamas, we're going to color them minty green, but I'm going to have to just color the whole thing and then we'll do our different colors. So I see I'm going to have an issue here with the hand, but that's an easy fix. Since the hand is a drop fill, I can color over that right now and then just redrop the color in there. And it'll take care of that. Same thing with his hand. Alright, so to see what I mean here, we're just going to reselect the dad's hand color, drop it in, reselect Junior's hand color here, drop that in. And we're going to give him a little brown slipper there. Some dark hair for the shrunken head. We'll do some line work in that in a minute. Kind of a dead skin color here. Might be a little too dark. Let me lighten that up a little bit. Perfect. And then we could do some different textures. I'm going to do a little bit of highlights. And I'm thinking we're good here. Let me just shrink this a little bit and do some lines on the Christmas wrapping paper. Okay, now if I turn this back on, I could see his eyeballs. I got to fill them white. So let's go to pure white. Fill the eyeballs in. Everything else should be good. Then we're going to add a layer and we'll do our shadows. So we'll drop that down. Okay. The scene is like a very, what's the word, ominous scene. So like the lighting's very dramatic in it. I do have to add some pink to this kid's pajamas for the plaid. So I want to do that before I forget. But let me just finish up these shadows here. And same thing with his face. It's very, very, I want to say top lit, but that's not the right word. Okay. We'll shrink this down a little bit, do some shadowing on the shrunken head here. Kind of like the way that stitching turned out. It's not too bad. All right, now we will do some whites here. I want this part to be a little more highlighted than normal. You can't forget, this is a stop motion with little puppet figures too, so they're going to have a little bit of a shine to them. We could use the white to add some lines and textures to the hair. I don't want to go too overboard though. All right, while I'm right here, let me go back to the black here. I'm going to do a little bit of shading in his eyeballs. And on the side of his nose. All right, back to my color layer. I'm going to add a little bit of pink into his pajamas. Then I think we're about done with this piece. I'll add a little bit of shadows or shading on the floor. But other than that, I think we're good. So yeah, if this doesn't solidify that The Nightmare Before Christmas is a Christmas movie, then I don't know what more I could do to solidify that. It is a great transitional movie, though, from Halloween to Christmas. Okay, so I'm going to add one more layer. I'm going to put it above the floor, but behind everything else. Go into my shadow. And let's see what I could do here. So you got, like, I don't remember where the light's coming from. Maybe behind the kid, or behind the mom. So you're going to see a shadow of, like, the mom's head. Kind of on the ground. A little bit of her body here. I must have lifted the pencil up there. No, I didn't, though. That was weird. Oh, I see why I did that. Okay, back to a bit of the mom's head shadow here. I did it again there. I'm not sure why that's happening. I don't know if you can even tell. I don't want it to look like dirt on the ground, so I might just... Hell, I might just do it like this. And a little bit of the dad there, not too much. But yeah, I think that is going to do it. So if you didn't know that this was from The Nightmare Before Christmas, you'd probably look at this and wonder, how the hell is that a Christmas drawing? But trust me, it is. So let's see, what color? I got the mom's dress down here, so I could do my signature in there. Yo, I forgot I left that big because that's where I was doing the carpet with this color. All right, so today is, again, November the 9th. So let me bring that up on the screen here just so we can look at the whole thing. And then we'll look at that. And then don't forget, you could check out my daily Christmas artwork over at Ague Designs on Instagram, AGUEDESIGNS. I do have, if you want to check it out, if you go to coffee.com/AGUE Ague Designs. It's ko-fi.com/Ague Designs. I think it's linked in my Twitch, or it's linked somewhere, even on my Instagram. It's linked somewhere. But I do have some free cell phone wallpapers you could download on there. I have the Linus Christmas tree one on my phone. I like it. It looks pretty good on there. But there's a few other designs on there that are free. If you want to check those out, just click on the shop when you're there. It's also a good place if you want to check out all of the podcast artwork that I've done. I've had that in one album over there for you to check out. And again, on my Instagram, check that out daily. I will be back here next Wednesday to do a drawing all over again. If you have any ideas or things you want to see, get in touch with me. Email me, aguedesigns@gmail.com. Send me your ideas. And I'm running out of them, so send me some ideas so I can get some other drawings done here. I got a month, almost 2 months left to do. Pretty much December's covered, though, because I'm going to be drawing my advent calendar. But either way, I will be back next week. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a good week.